Prior to my trip to Arizona, I knew one thing. I really wanted to hit as many arcades as possible, play as many machines as possible, interview a bunch of people, and really just see what everybody gets out of it in the modern era. But that didn't end up happening. Instead, I really only went to one place. However, it was probably the most fun that I've had playing pinball since I can remember. So come along with my journey to Electric Bat. So day one did not go at all as planned, and that was perfectly fine. Our goal was to get Venetia's for lunch because we wanted a big ass slice of pizza. I needed that base layer sponge to soak up all of the Guinness I was going to down at Electric Bat. But once we got to Electric Bat, I actually ran into Kale, which was a blast, and he introduced me to Rachel, and we got to talking.
But first they insisted on showing me their back room. Everything was consensual, I promise. Anyway, they did have a machine that I've actually never seen before. This is Devil King. The game was released by an Italian company named Technoplay. Very little is known about the production run of this table, and only a few people online have registered as actually owning a copy. And it's hard to see, but the edges on this table are beveled. It's really nice. The glass was certainly dusty, but that playfield was cherry, I promise you. They said they had a couple things to fix and that it was going to make its way out for public play. I then made my way back out to their new expansion, in which we talked for a while. We talked about growing up in Arizona and the available arcades at the time, and how Kale and Rachel met through Marco Specialties, and that Rachel helped organize the first ZapCon, which I happened to attend. The more and more I talk to people who play pinball, the more I find out how small of a world it really is that we live in. I did, however, give Rachel the last word and ask if there was anything she wanted to make note of before they told me to get the hell out of here. And she said this.
Yeah, if you are anywhere in the Phoenix area around a Tuesday night, Tuesday nights at 6:30 are our tournaments, and it's our league night, and they're amazing. Right now we're having 70 plus people every Tuesday night come through, and it's an amazing experience. It's just a lot of fun. All the games are here. People are super nice. It's a great community, and there's always something crazy happening.
Perfect.
Come on Tuesday nights.
At this point, I pretty much had two options. I could hit the road and document some other places, or I could come back Tuesday. And of course I came back. Kale so graciously informed me that they were giving away the Bat Belt that night for the 2022 year. There's no way in hell I was going to miss that, so here I am. And boy, was this place packed. This was truly an eye-opening experience for me. I had no idea you could pull this many people together on a Tuesday to play pinball. But before I got to running around, I had to get something to eat. And of course I had to stop by the Tiki Bar, which this is where I met Brandon. He told me how he worked at Tilt Studios for a few years before coming over to Electric Bat. He also wanted me to make it perfectly clear how much cooler his new bosses really were. There you go, Brandon, that's the best I can do for you. Either way, he was pouring me the best whiskey cokes all night, so I'm good to go. From there, it was time for the awards ceremony, and I had a ton of fun watching this. Once the announcement was made, people started slowly gathering into the room. And this was only half of the arcade. There was probably this same amount of people on the other side playing games while this announcement was going on. I wasn't really talking to anybody at this point, but I was definitely creeping out and listening in on conversations, and there was a lot of hype about who was going to win. Here's a lucky winner of $25. That's a lot of pinball. And here comes the Bat Belt. Bet that can hold up some pretty big pants. And the winner this year was Mark, who I got to talk to later. But once the awards were done, it was back to competing. It was honestly a blast watching this many people in their element. You can tell that they truly love the sport of pinball. An event as busy as this is absolutely one of the reasons why I miss living in a big city. And Kale and Rachel, if you're watching this, I don't know how much time you had to look around while you guys are running this kind of thing, but it was smiles everywhere. I could not find a single person having a bad time. You should be proud you fostered such a great community of people. What a trip, man. This was probably the most fun I had interacting with pinball, but not actually playing pinball. Although this kind of seems like a thing now, right? Like, I need to do this every year. Okay, I'll do it every year. Fine. Also, for any of the people that were playing pinball and I filmed you, I really hope I didn't bug you. Most of the time I ask permission, but if I'm super annoying, just kick me. I mean, you don't even have to talk to me, just kick me. You have my full permission to blame the gutter ball on me, okay? Let's do that. I do want to take this moment to give a special shout out to Kale and Rachel. Thank you guys for letting me into your house of pinball and filming this stuff. I don't think I would have had any sort of opportunity like this any other way, so I greatly appreciate it. I'd also like to say thanks to Brandon for letting me hang out with you at the Tiki Bar. You definitely spilled the tea on half the people that are there, so I know everybody's secrets now. And also a shout out to Mark for letting me chat with you. I didn't mean to bug you in the middle of the night, but, you know, what else am I going to do? And finally, I'm going to thank Ty and Dakota because they were the only two people who invited me to play a round of pinball with them at the end of the night. Y'all both beat my ass, but that's what I get for not playing any other pinball that night. So I promise you, the next time I'm in town, rematch, baby.